Physics and logic on a level supreme. It's a curved reality, splitting Flerf dreams.
Hey folks, how's it going here? Curious UK. So as of the last maybe 2.5 weeks or so, I've had this flat earther absolutely derping out in the comment section of my video where it was Flerf can't accept 24-hour sun in Antarctica is real. Check out the video. It's a good one. And what it was is I was going to start on TikTok. So I had done I'd put up videos I put out in 2023, which was I took a video shot time lapse from like the previous 3 days from the Australian Antarctic program, and they have webcams at a few different stations, and there's about 2 or 3 of them that are within past the 60 degrees south latitude, and so they see 24-hour sun in November, December, and January, right? So I put up a couple of their time-lapse videos that led up, and what they do is usually do the previous 3, maybe 4 days, depends, and leading up to the moment that you can watch a live feed. So I put up the videos of that, and they show the shadow spinning, going 360, never goes dark, stuff like that. So that was 2023. Then I showed November 2024, and I was referring to the final experiment. And I said, this is what they're going to see in Antarctica. And the same sort of phenomenon. Same stations, completely different videos. You can see the weather and everything's completely different. They're definitely not loop stream like that. And it shows once again, 24-hour sun, shadows doing full 360s around things, stuff like that, never going dark. And I put up that one, and I think there's one more I put up. There's the video, and I put this flat earther derping out in the comments, trying to make all sorts of crazy claims, and doing everything they can to try to not show evidence. They're making claims, but they're claiming they don't have to show empirical evidence to support their claims. But I have to show empirical evidence to show my claims, which is weird because I already did that. That's what the videos are for. So I'll check it out. I'll show you the person who it is. I only got 1 subscriber, so not like their channel has any significance or importance whatsoever. But funny this can be. And I'll show you a couple comments I'll put up. Now, if you look on there, you'll see there's a thread. They comment, and I said no, they're wrong. I think right now we're at 323 comments. We're at back and forth. Now they'll do stuff like I'll make me 1 or 2 comments, and then they'll put in like 4, 3, 4, 5, and just go nuts, saying the same thing over and over. And I've debunked every single thing they've claimed using empirical facts, evidence, citations, links, and all they have is nah. It's quite funny. So I'll kind of I'll show what they said. And I'll put up a video scrolling fairly fast because there's 300 different comments. But you're more than welcome to get in there and have a look. And I'll tag them into this video as well. It'll be quite funny. So let's go. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to my channel. Click the like button and let me know what you think down below. It costs you absolutely nothing. It helps me out loads. Alright, so this is the person, Lemire, I guess, is how you'd say their name. This is the interactions they had. So it's on the video, and then I went down and see 323. So I'm just going to scroll quite quick. I do apologize. If you want to have a look, then go on my YouTube channel and you'll see it on there. It's quite easy. I did kind of focus in a couple little quick things. You can see where they kind of said stuff and I responded back, but it's quite a bit. Essentially what they're trying to claim is that because nobody has signed a notarized affidavit of claim, like say if you're going to court and you're going to present something like evidence or a statement like a criminal court, then that's what they are trying to claim that nobody has ever done. Now, I cleared it up for several times. One, this is YouTube, it's not a court of law. And two, scientific evidence does not need to be have to have a signed affidavit of claim to be seen as evidence. It has to be empirically proven and usually backed up by a fairly rigorous standards, or a body of evidence, like an organization like Australian Antarctic Program or the United States Antarctic Program. Usually, somebody who's got education in the subject, so maybe under a geologist or maybe a microbiologist, or somebody who's got education in what you're studying, or maybe like somebody like a astrophysicist or something like that. They would talk about the 24-hour sun. To go over a few things here. So I do say it has to be empirical. So I give the definition of empirical because this person doesn't seem to understand what empirical evidence is. I give them the definition about 5 or 6 times, and they seem to not be able to read that. It's quite concerning, actually. This person's even on YouTube. I do kind of say to them, you don't need to have notarized, that you don't have to have affidavits of claim for scientific evidence. You have to have empirical, provable, demonstrable results based on facts, evidence that anybody can go find, and that you can show how you got those results, and show what your hypothesis is, and then your method of testing the hypothesis and your conclusions. They don't seem to understand this stuff. Now, my videos, there's any other videos like that, especially from like a resource like the ones I've used, is empirical evidence. This is backed up and supported by the mainstream scientific community. This is known, complete, demonstrable facts. So, in essence, I don't need to prove the 24-hour sun in Antarctica exists and happens. It is the person who's denying that it happens that has to show the evidence. It's already been backed up in established science and established observations that we see that this does happen. If you want to go against that, then it's the burden of proof, so the person who's going against what has already been established facts. They don't seem to understand this. Now, if you do look, there's one thing they tried to bring up some sort of scenario with a math and stuff like that, which is dumb, and I correct them. And I do think it's rather funny, so do have a look at that. But as you can see here, it's quite a long one, and we'll go through this. But yeah, I think rather entertaining as well. And it's obviously what this is. This is a person who doesn't have any evidence to back up their claims. They need to conform to their cult ideologies and conform to their narrative. But they don't want to show evidence because they don't have any evidence. So what they're trying to claim is that I have to have something. So they try to push the bar up so high by saying something like, I need to go to a notarized affidavit and sign it, pretty much saying that in legal terms that I legally am committing myself to the fact that all of these things are 100% true, even though that is not required for this to be established facts. One, this is not a court case or a court trial. There is nothing going on like that. So yeah, that's kind of what we're up to with that. So 323 comments on that one feed. Quite funny. Somebody else jumped in there as well. Yeah, it's essentially what they're wanting is that their evidence that the 24-hour sun videos that show 24-hour non-setting sun, their evidence that those are fake is that nobody who's ever signed a legal affidavit that's been notarized, and like if you're going into court of law, which is really stupid and silly. And this is all this is escape mechanism, so that they don't have to show evidence. That their evidence is that the fact. Their evidence essentially is nah. So they claim that they see no, nah, and that's what they're saying. And that's their empirical evidence. Even say it's empirical evidence, even though I show them several definitions of what empirical evidence actually is. And that's not empirical evidence. Their denial is not empirical anything. In fact, the denial isn't even just basic evidence at all. But on the going further with this, for my own entertainment and stuff, I decided to what I'm going to do now is that what I did now is I tried to write to I think it was Wei I probably pronounced that wrong, but Weili, the one from the Salsa project, 2018, 2018, and Whaley was down there in Antarctica doing their postdoctorate, and they decided to do a 360 camera, which I think looks like the ones that are under a dome, so that it points up so you can see everything around. So it kind of really distorts. It's not like it's a 360, and but you can still, because it lays flat like that, and it has something over top of it, you can see from there looking up. You can see everything all around, right? It's really like a really big thing. I think the Australian Antarctic program, they have something like that at one of their stations as well. And you can see the same phenomenon there. The sun going fully around the edge like that, as well as clouds. It's more for looking at clouds, just so the cloud patterns. But, so he shot that really there and put it up on the United States Antarctic Program website. So you can go and see that. Look in USAP .gov, and you'll and you put in Salsa Project, our 24-hour sun, then that will come up. And they even talk about it, which I did actually reference that in the comments. You look on the comments, you'll see where that when Lemire brought that up, I of course went and looked at the evidence because I went, oh, interesting, and then the evidence debunked his claims. Quite funny. I think he brought up the there's the Antarctic explorer that Lemire brought up. What was his name again? Mike Horn. He brought up Mike Horn, which is fucking hilarious. Trying to claim Mike Horn never seen 24-hour sun, which is weird. Because when you look at Mike Horn, we talked about him preparing for the to his journey. He knew that there's a 24-hour sun that was in Antarctica at the time he went, and that's why he was able to do 30 hours at a time. Like he'd get up, do stuff for like an hour or two. He'd trek along for like over a day, and he'd stop and rest. And he'd do 30-hour segments, knowing that there was a 24-hour sun, and you'd have daylight 24 hours a day. Like the sun, like, when I say daylight, I'm talking like the sun shining on him 24 hours a day. Also, Mike Horn's journey started at one coast, and he went across Antarctica, through past the via the South Pole. So he actually went across, went past the South Pole right there, and then went on again to the other side of the continent. I was like, dude, this completely debunks your whole thing. Because Lemire thinks that there's it's dirt pizza covered by a magical salad bowl. I was like, well, if that's the case, then Mike Horn's journey itself debunks your whole narrative. Because Mike Horn went from one coast to another, like across Antarctica, and you went past the South Pole. I was like, dude, that doesn't help you. It helps me. But he doubles down on it. It's funny. It's just hilarious that Lemire thinks that's evidence of the the 24-hour sun in Antarctica not existing. Even Mike Horn even refers to it several times in different documents. I read on his website where he talks about all his different journeys. It's just absolutely freaking hysterical. Lemire eventually drops that when he realizes I was right. I freaking completely destroyed and crushed his whole thing. That was one of his Lemire's evidence. Then he talks about I digress. He talks about Whaley, who's doing postdoctorate, did this video. Now I tried to get a hold of Whaley because he did his postdoctorate and he was at the University of Montana. Willie was no longer there. He left the University of Montana, I believe, from my research in 2022. There's no documents or anything you can find where he's in any kind of mainstream academia or teaching where that you can find. So really, he's doing his own private thing or what he was doing. Can't find, right? So I tried to email him, but his email came back. Doesn't work. So I tried to find an alternative, and that was Whaley's boss at the time. They were one of the head researchers of the SOSA project, whose name was Dr. John, is it Piscu, whoever it is. So I wrote him, that he's still in the University of Montana, and asked him about this, because Dr. John had been down there and been to Antarctica at the same time and when Whaley had done his video. And lo and behold, Dr. John Pisco got back to me and confirmed the video is 100% legit and real. He was there. He seen Whaley take the video. And he also said that the sun never sets in Antarctica the whole time he was there. So I'll put up the email now so everybody can see. Now, remember, the U.S. Antarctic program was given to me by a lemur as evidence against the 24-hour sun. But the video shows the 24-hour sun, and then right up underneath it talks about how the sun never sets in Antarctica, and this shows the 24-hour sun. This blows my mind, but where? So here's a video. Here's the email off to Dr. John Piscu. Just for context, here is Dr. John Piscu, and he's on the SALSA website. The show you there. Here is Whaley, and then here is the email off Dr. John Piscu. This read out says Dr. Lee took the time-lapse video in West Antarctica during austral summer when the sun never sets below the horizon. The video is true. Dr. John C. Piscu. This is for context. Here's a video done by Whaley in Antarctica, and as you can see there, it shows the sun start at one point here, and you can see it going all the way around, and it never sets once. And Dr. John Piscu witnessed this event. He was there and seen this firsthand on this day when this video was taken, as he confirmed from the email which I had received from him directly from his words, as I showed before. So this is the video that Lemire thinks disproves the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, which is really weird because it's obviously from the National Science Federation, as well as this is on the United States Antarctic Program website. Really weird, because this completely shows the 24-hour sun, as you can see. And then he also says it doesn't show shadows. Some shadows pointing north, except for in this video it does. So it's really weird, because you can see the shadows going 360, as well as in my videos as well. I can put some up here, which shows the exact thing. But they are from the original video that this is all commented on in the first place, in which that does show up about halfway through the video. Because the 2024 observations were better and showed better than the 2023 observations. So as you can see from the email that was directly from Dr. John Piscu, I showed you that Dr. John Piscu was one of the lead researchers for the SALSA project in Antarctica, and Whaley was also there, as listed on the website of the staff and people who were involved in that. And then I showed the video that apparently Lemire thinks is evidence that supports him, but 100% supports my claim. So it's quite awesome. Now he claimed, Lemire himself claimed I didn't show evidence, empirical evidence of the 24-hour sun, except for his original video that was commented in the first place, which leads me to think that he never actually watched the video and this got triggered by the title. I maybe watched like the very first couple minutes at that. Probably not even that. Yeah, so I'm going to show a couple clips from that video, and you can see that there's more to it than that. But yeah, have a look at that and see the evidence that was already presented at the very, very beginning before Lemire ever even commented on the video in the first place. But oh, and also another funny thing: if you look in the comments, uh, you'll notice that at one point, Lemire claims that Dr. Wei Li retracted the statement, or retracted the video was legit and stuff like that, which is really hilarious. Because Lemire claims that Dr. Wei Li said this on January 5th, 2027. Dude, when did he claim that Dr. Wei Li said that? On January 5th, 2026. Fuck no. It's just hilarious. Like this, and then he doubled down and tripled down on that statement. I was like, dude, you tell me Dr. Wei Li said this 1 year in the future, and you can tell the future? Dr. Wei Li doesn't even work. I also claim that Dr. Wei Li, this is in his comment, you can check it out. If you don't believe me, look at the comment section. Lemire claimed that Dr. Wei Li still works at the University of Montana. But as I clearly found out, and it didn't take very much, as I said before, Dr. Wei Li left the University of Montana in 2022. And isn't actually on record of working anywhere, nor has Dr. Wei Li ever said that video was fake. He never said that whatsoever. Lemire made the whole thing up and still thinks it's evidence. Even when I called him out on the fact that he got the dates wrong by a year, and that Dr. Wei Li left that university 4 years ago before that was said. And then that quote that he said, quote that Dr. Wei Li said, doesn't exist. Oh, he also quoted it was on the United States Antarctic program website, which it isn't. Because Dr. Wei Li left that program in 2019. Like, he stopped working on the project in 2019. Like, it was done. They got what they needed. So yeah, sorry, this is hilarious. Sorry, I'll put my videos, a couple ones from my original YouTube video. Enjoy.
So each time lapse is usually about the last 3 or 4 days, and it shows times and the date on the top right hand corner of the screen. The time lapse jumps about every 10 minutes or so, I believe, if you watch the time, and say it does actually go over several days. I'll put it on full screen here just to kind of get a better view. This is Davis Research Station in Antarctica. This is a website you can go on anytime you like, and you can look at the live feeds or look at the time lapses from the last 3 or 4 days. Anybody can see this, Flerfers or Globers alike. I've put other videos up showing this exact site and these different places, and they are not loops, they are feeds. These are time lapses, and they're usually about every 3 or 4 days, depending on the time zones they're in, compared to where you are on the Earth. This site alone pretty much debunks the flat Earth. As you can see on the flat Earth model, with their little cartoon they like to put up with the little sun spinning above and the little spotlight sticking down, that this would be impossible on a flat Earth, because you can't have 24-hour sun when you have Antarctica, apparently, according to them, goes all around the circumference of the Earth. So 24-hour sun wouldn't work, would it? Here's another one here. This is showing the time lapse again, and at the end I'm actually going to show the live feed from when I took this, looked at this time lapse, and then it showed the live feed. If you look at the end of the time lapse on this one here, it actually shows the current conditions, and even the live feed continues on because it ends with a snowstorm. As you can watch the clouds and stuff, you can shows that it's not life. It's not a loop, and it actually shows, well, the sun never sets. Watch the shadows. You can see the shadows, even at some points, the shadows spin around. At this point here, you can see that the cloud cover is starting to get heavier. As you can see, a storm starting to move in on this particular research station. The other one obviously was in a different part of Antarctica, and so they were actually had over the same amount of time they didn't experience a storm. There you are, this Casey research station, and here's a live feed at just after I looked at that time lapse. And this is a live feed because the time lapse kind of went right up to about this point here. As you can see, the clouds and conditions are still very similar to the live feed on that time lapse. As this is a live feed, and I believe it updates every 10 minutes or so.
So as a response I did to somebody who commented on my videos in 2023 on TikTok. So it's one of my TikTok videos. That's before I started this channel on YouTube. Then about last year in November, just before the final experiment, I had put up another video from the Antarctic, from the Australian Antarctic program, predicting what they would see in Union Glacier before they went down, before even the trip had happened. Like it was all booked and ready to go. And I said this is what they're going to see. So last year in 2023, before the final experiment happened, I made a prediction. And let's see what my prediction was. And as we know what they've seen. So let's have a little look and see.
So, final experiment's coming up in just over a week. And I can't wait to see the flat earthers when they start crying when they see 24-hour sun. So let's just check and see the final experiment and just double check how long it is. Davis Station. As you watch here, you'll see some clouds roll in. But I want you to pay particular attention to the raised fuel tank there, as well as the different pipes and stuff sticking up and the flagpoles and stuff like that. And just watch here. It'll be about December 2nd, and if you look at the top right hand corner, you'll see the time and date. Pay close attention to that, and pay close attention to the shadows. And also pay attention to the sky. The sky never goes dark. The shadows do 360 around everything, including the buildings. And you can see the time, it goes 24 hours all the way around. So here we go. All the way around. See all the shadows? And this is down to the fact that there is 24-hour sun shown in Antarctica. There you go.
So yeah, that is empirical evidence right there. I showed from very trusted, reasonable sources, being the Australian Antarctic program, which is a government-ran Australian site, as well as stuff from the United States Antarctic program, showing it a different location in Antarctica, still past the 66 degrees south during the Antarctic summer. And also I had expert testimony from a doctor who had been down there helping to run one of the research projects in 2018, who confirmed the 24-hour sun actually happened. The sun never set, and the video that had been put up was 100% legit and was 100% real. So, and showed exactly what was claimed to be the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. So I thought to myself, what about all these claims Lemire's making about no evidence is actually considered true evidence without having sort of sign affidavit? And apparently we're talking scientific evidence in a scientific discussion. So let's check and see. Now I decided to ask Grok, because I find Grok tends to be more accurate and it works the best on my phone. So now I do apologize. The sound is a little bit hollow. I was sitting in the kitchen doing it, and my phone, and I was recording the sound, and that's kind of the way it came through. So, but you can get it. So let's check it out. The claims that Lemire is making that you have to have signed affidavits and for scientific evidence to be taken as real evidence, which is bullshit. But hey, you know what? Well, let's see what Grok has to say.
So to have the verify that the Antarctic sun is factually and empirically true, would somebody have to sign an affidavit or
swear to it in a court of law to for it to be admissible.
Not really. Empirical facts like the 24-hour Antarctic sun don't need fresh affidavits or oaths in court. They're established through science, not relitigated. Admissibility comes from relevance and reliability, and this is textbook astronomy. If challenged, experts could testify, but it's overkill. Courts take judicial notice of basic truths without evidence. Your videos from official sources back it up anyway. No flat earth is going to undo physics with doubt.
Right, so even though I'm a flat earther who's claiming that it's not empirically proven unless somebody or a agency signs an affidavit or swears to it under oath, they're saying that that's the only way it can be dubbed scientific fact or empirical evidence.
No, that's not true. Science fact doesn't hinge on affidavits or oaths. It's proven through observation, experiments, and peer review over decades. The Antarctic's 24-hour sun is settled. No single sworn statement makes it empirical. Courts might use oaths for evidence admissibility, but that's procedural, not what establishes truth. Agencies like NASA don't need to swear under penalty for facts. Data speaks louder. Flat Earth is mixing legal terms with science again.
Yeah, so if I were to go into court, let's say if Flat Earth took me to court because I said that my 24-hour videos, sun videos in Antarctica are 100% factually true and they think that I'm misleading, then with just the fact that I can show the videos and the sources where they come from, would that be enough?
Yeah, in most courts, showing those 24-hour sun videos from official US and Australian Antarctic program websites with clear sources and timestamps would be plenty to prove your point. The science is so established that judges would likely take judicial notice. No need for you to jump through hoops like extra affidavits. If someone calls it misleading, they'd have to counter with real evidence of fakery, not just doubts. Sounds like you've got a slam dunk case.
Right. So if I just walked in, because I actually have a email off of a Dr. John, who was actually worked for the Salsa project in 2018, and he attested in an email to me that the 24-hour non-setting sun he observed, and he also observed Dr. Lee take the video.
That email's gold. It's like a direct witness statement, strengthening your case without needing a formal affidavit yet. If Dr. John worked on the Salsa project and personally saw the non-setting sun, plus vouched for Dr. Lee's video, that's first-hand corroboration. Courts love that. You could even get him to sign an affidavit if it escalates. Doesn't get much more credible than scientists emailing from the field. You've basically nailed it.
So wouldn't it be the fact that I have a email straight off of him stating word for word that he witnessed a 24-hour Antarctic sun and it never set the whole time he was there. And I also have the video from Dr. Lai showing the video that he mentions in his email. I can show the video. Would that not just be pretty much just slam dunk evidence right there?
Absolutely. That combo seals it. Dr. John's email is a first-hand witness, word for word on the non-setting sun, plus Dr. Lee's matching video, slam dunk. Courts would see the email as strong testimony, especially from a Salsa project scientist, and the video ties it together. No need for more. It's authentic, corroborated, and irrefutable against flat earther claims. Nice work pulling that up.
So there you have it. Empirical, like signed affidavits and swearing in court and all that stuff, 100% not needed. And even in court, just the fact of me having the statement of Dr. John Piku and also having the video and then the fact that those both corroborate. Dr. John, who's witness there, first-hand witness, could say that yes, that video is 100% real. And he also see the exact same phenomena with his own eyes. And he's obviously a credible source, as well as the Australian Antarctic program showing the exact same thing, which is a credible source. And they actually say, even on their website, and I linked it in the comments when I was talking to Lemire, that they even corroborate that the 24-hour sun does happen and the sun does not set for sometimes be a month, maybe two, depending on where you are. The closer to the 90 degrees to the South Pole, the longer time that the sun is up. It doesn't set. And also the fact that the United States Antarctic program is the exact same thing. These are all very credible sources, and as said on there, the 24-hour Antarctic sun is established factual phenomenon that's been demonstrated, that's been observed by thousands of people, and is established fact in mainstream science. So I don't need to prove something or test something that has already been proven and been testified to, attested to. You know, you don't need to. Nobody has to go and sign a signed affidavit and affirm that the evidence is real that has already been proven to be factually true and factually real. You don't need to try to test the things that have already been established. These things are already established, and the courts know this. Right? Anybody would already know this. This is established fact. So I don't have the burden of proof, even though I have completely satisfied that several times over in several different ways, that the 24-hour sun is 100% factually true. The person who'd have to prove that has the burden of proof, always has had the burden of proof to show empirical, demonstrable evidence that 24-hour sun doesn't happen, or to show 100% factual, empirical, demonstrable proof that any of my videos are fake and been doctored or manipulated in any ways, is 100% on Lemire or anybody else who has the same stance he does. It's up to them to prove that these things are fake, because they are already been backed up and corroborated by credible sources. And I don't have to try to prove again what's already been proven. So that's it. The Americans just keep claiming stuff like all he wants, because that's all they're doing, is making unfounded, non-factual claims and pretending that they somehow have something. Don't have anything at all. But I thought this is just a really funny situation. I've been having a good laughing giggle about it for about 2 weeks now. I'm back and forth to get up in the morning, and usually there's several comments. You know, I'll just usually pick one, because usually this is shit over and over, or I'll just simply ask them, "What's the evidence? Bring forth the evidence." That's normally what it is. So, but nothing's ever come true. The evidence is the fact is that they deny it, and they think that's evidence. Fucking typical flat earther bullshit. Or they just fucking lie. Like when it came to their alleged statement that Dr. John Lee, not John Lee, Willie made, sorry, two doctors up, which is 100% factually completely empirically false, and I proved it. Oh, awesome. Okay. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, people, like and subscribe. If you like the video, click the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you like this stuff. I do go live. I'm going to start going live to you again soon, as well as for the videos. And I offered for actually Lemire to come on to my channel on live stream and talk about this. Bring the evidence. Bring forth the evidence. Which you won't. You won't at all. He doesn't have any evidence. You have evidence. He would have presented this 2 weeks ago. He doesn't have any evidence. But it's still funny. But so, yeah. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel. Helps me out loads. Costs you nothing. You know, it's really great fun. Comment down below. I mean, what do you think? Do you think Lemire has the facts, or do you think I completely crushed him? I think I crushed him. Hey, if you disagree with me, go ahead. Tell me. You disagree with me, and tell me why. And make sure to bring forth the evidence. And thanks for watching. Don't forget, people, rest of the globe, space is real, 24-hour sun, 100% factually true, proven, demonstrable, empirical, for decades and decades, if not 100 years or more. Don't forget, stay curious. I'll see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye.
And by the way, all those rumors on the internet are fake. I'm not flat. I'm not hollow on the inside, and there's definitely no reptilians inside of me!